Remember the grandfather I was talking about? It's his birthday on Thursday. Shout out to my grandpa. This video is dedicated to him. I wouldn't be here without him. Happy birthday, Dad. What up, guys? Dr. Kyle here again, and today's episode I wanted to talk about morning foot pain again. The reason why I wanted to touch on this topic again is because a subscriber of mine, a follower of mine, asked me an important question, and I think it was important for me to relay you this information as well, because I think it affects everyone in our daily lives. And his question was, should I wear some type of shoe support when I stand all day to reduce my pain in my foot, especially in the morning? Or can I just wear slippers, flip-flops? What is the best thing to do? And my answer is, the worst thing that you can do for your foot when you stand all day at work is to wear flip-flops or not wear anything at all for support. There, I said it. You want to be able to have support on your foot, because if you go back to physics, Newton's third law, whatever force you exert upon the earth, the same force equally goes back to your body. Anecdotally, my grandfather, he had pain on his foot. He was about 75 years old at that time. He would wear slippers because he lives in the Philippines. You know how it is with us in chinelas. I recommended him to wear rubber shoes. Lo and behold, his pain went away. Just based on that, and based on research as well, that it's always good to have some type of support on your foot. So here's a good example of a shoe support. No way, any means of form of me endorsing Skechers. I just think that these are very good shoes, especially if you stand all day. My mom uses this, and it's really good because if you check this out, they have a built-in arch support. It basically provides support for your foot, especially that fascia I was talking about on the previous episode. If you want to give it a little bit of review, I recommend you checking out that video. That way you have a brief understanding of what fascia is. It's basically a cobweb surrounding your muscles, and if this gets irritated, if it gets strained, this is what's causing you pain underneath your foot. This is your foot, for example, right? And this is the inside of your foot. I'm sure you've heard about people having a flat arch. So what happens is that when you have a flat arch, your foot kind of goes inward like this, and that produces a lot of strain on your fascia. So you want to be able to provide support to that fascia as much as possible. Wearing shoes in general is good. If you want to add more support, then I would recommend you getting an arch support or an orthosis, especially for people who have really, really extreme foot that turns out this way. And as far as arch supports or orthosis, there's really not much of a difference if you have it custom made or if you buy it over the counter. There's no research that says that one is better than the other. So I would recommend you buying the one that's over the counter on your local department store or shoe store. That way you can save money, it's convenient, and it's easy to get. You don't have to pay a lot of money for the custom made orthosis. Moving on is to lose weight. Losing weight in general has so many effects. Holistically speaking, it's better for your heart, your lungs, your brain, and it's also less stress on your joints. Make sure you lose weight the appropriate way too. Don't worry, I'll make videos about weight loss and my food and my take on it as well in the future. The number two thing that you can do why it's also important to see a physical therapist, especially if you have pain in the morning, is because physical therapists, they know what to do. They know how to tape your foot. It gives you an immediate pain relief as soon as you take your first steps in the morning. Voila, you don't have any pain. Taping is just temporary. He or she is probably going to recommend you to do stretches for your calf, because when your calf muscle is tight. I've showed you that on the previous video too. I've showed you 2 ways on how to relieve that pressure on your calf. That way it's not tugging and it's not putting a lot of pressure on your heel. Physical therapists will also do joint mobilizations, which basically means that they will move your bones in different directions to get your foot more mobile or get it moving again. Every single thing here is to produce less strain or force on that fascia I was talking about, or reduce less strain on your foot. If you're a runner, if they'll teach you proper ways on how to run, they will teach you proper ways on how to even walk, right? To change your mechanics on how you walk. And we could also recommend night splints, because if you sleep like this, your foot goes downward It's called plantar flexion, which in turn produces a lot more strain on your fascia on your foot. So night splints really help, but you want to be able to use night splints for a long duration of time. I think it's about 1 month to 3 months. Another thing that you can do is to be able to strengthen those muscles that provide support on your arch. Remember, the arch that you have, if it collapses, that produces a lot of strain on your fascia as well. Physical therapists, they're experts at giving you exercises or activities that you can do to strengthen that arch of your foot so it doesn't collapse. Another thing I highly recommend is the shoe rotation. If you only have access to this, guys, you want to be able to change your shoes every now and then, especially if you work. So for example, Monday, Tuesday, you wear one type of shoe, and then Wednesday, Thursday, you wear different kinds of shoe, or you can do Monday, Wednesday, or you can do Tuesday, Thursday. The basic concept is you want to be able to switch out your shoes every time, because no matter how good or perfect your shoe is, it's still going to accept that reaction force coming from the ground. But if you change shoes, forces will not go to the same area all the time. This is also recommended for runners. So if you're a runner, you want to be able to rotate your shoes, right? You don't want to be using the same shoe every single day. Also, foot pain can also be caused by arthritic changes of your foot, meaning if you have arthritis, so that's something that your physical therapist or your doctor can differentiate. If you do have arthritis, weight loss would be good. Eating things that would be less susceptible to inflame your joints. You can take supplements. You can eat food, alcohol, beans, meat, steak, red meat. You want to be able to stick to white meat, chicken, fish, veggies, but don't worry, I will create a video for food to reduce inflammatory changes in your joints. So just to recap, guys, good support, rubber shoes, as opposed to just wearing flip-flops or slippers. Well, that's the worst thing you can do to your foot. Number 2 is shoe rotation. I would highly recommend you to switch out your shoes every now and then, especially during the work week when you stand and work all day. Number 3, if you can lose weight, that would be really good, especially if you're on the overweight side and you want to be able to lose weight to reduce the stress on your foot. Number 4 is you can wear orthosis, things that you can add support to your shoe. That way you can support your arch. As far as orthosis, you can just buy over the counter. Don't buy the custom-made ones because they're really expensive. There's not much of a difference. And number 5 is see a physical therapist. That way he can or she can recommend night splints. It angles your foot in a right angle position. That way it doesn't stress out your calf muscles. You can do stretches to your calf muscles to reduce the stress on your foot. I think I gave you 2 stretches back in the previous video. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mention this. You can also stretch out the fascia itself underneath your foot. You can definitely do things to loosen it up or to release those structures. That way they're not super tight, but don't worry, I'll also include that on our next video. Taping too, see a physical therapist because he or she can recommend you to tape your foot. You can do exercises as well to strengthen the arch of your foot. Even if you're inside the house, please wear rubber shoes, especially if you have morning foot pain. That's really going to decrease the stress on your foot and you too will enjoy your life. I think that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please continue asking questions and I will do my best to answer your questions to the best of my ability. Thank you for being with me here today. If you have any questions, shoot me a comment below. Share this with your friends and family so they too can be pain-free. Take care, be safe. I got your back. Remember the grandfather I was talking about? It's his birthday on Thursday. Shout out to my grandpa. This video is dedicated to him. I wouldn't be here without him. Happy birthday, Dad. Thank you.